Anyways, well, welcome to Screaming Meals.
What a time to be alive, eh? Armstrong's news is finally out.
Oh, thanks, mate.
The new king of
Feels good.
IndyCar.
I can finally talk about it.
Yeah.
And we have...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Callum.
So,
Hi.
news came out yesterday. You obviously must be excited about the move to the States, moving away from London a little bit. Obviously, we'll miss you.
Thanks.
But
I don't think that's true, though.
No.
You hate me
but-
with a passion.
Well,
You miss all the things that come with him.
I've kept
That's
that
true.
Hannah Montana t-shirt for my next track walk.
Before we really get into stuff, I just want to tell everyone why we're dressed like we are. We came as Clement Novalak today, didn't we, James?
yeah, that was the theme.
Yeah, and just out of pure chance, he's
He's also come dressed as Clem Novalak. So, we hit the nail on
Wait,
the
so
head
you didn't
there.
actually tell him about the turtleneck?
No.
I know.
We bought matching turtlenecks thinking Clem's going to be wearing something like this.
He's absolutely delivered on a nail.
And he looks like he's going to play cricket in Christmas, mate.
You do look a bit like a sort of a winter cricket batsman. or
Oh,
something.
well, you know, back in
look
my
like-
heyday.
You look like Hugh Hefner.
Thanks.
In
I don't know if that should be
in
considered
the
a
early
compliment.
70s. Hefner in the early 70s?
Yes, a young Hugh Hefner.
In his heyday.
Yeah, back in his days.
James, I don't know what you look like, but it's not good.
It's not Clem Novalak, actually, because I feel like the sort of the Rolex, the necklace, it's sort of too rapid.
It's not all working, but yet it works.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're
that's
welcome.
basically how my
You
career's
basically
gone.
look like an insurance salesman.
You look like a priest who's gone to the supermarket.
Thanks, mate.
You look
What-
like an insurance guy who sorts out his own deals, you know, like in,
Yeah.
in the sense that you've arranged some dodgy stuff.
That's pretty spot on.
That is,
That's pretty spot on.
and
And-
also
and
you've dressed.
You look like a
You look like Callum Ilott. I
you look
couldn't
like
put it any
like
other
a
way.
skinny Tim Dillon.
You look like Mark
Tim Dillon.
You were Mark
We'll get a photo on the
Zuckerberg
screen.
when he was doing the Facebook algorithm.
Yeah, you're
on
like
the wall
poor
at
Mark
Harvard.
Zuckerberg.
I mean, powerful man.
We went for a coffee beforehand, and we all sort of had a bet what you'd be wearing.
Yeah, and it probably came out to this, no?
Yeah, you
Honestly,
actually said
you
Stan
got the Stan
Smiths.
Smiths,
You
yeah.
said
I
Stan
said
Smiths,
that, yeah.
and I said his dad's jeans. Oh, dear me. But should we talk about some IndyCar now? Or we could talk about how you look like Justin Bieber having his crisis in 2015.
He does realise linen's see-through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wore these
Oh, we've
pants
talked
already.
about it before.
Are we going to
He's-
blur him out or not?
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
we're
might.
good today. I'm wearing undies.
Oh,
We
lovely.
might have to do the
So-
old crotch crop again.
That's the first.
I'm actually wearing grey undies, so you might be able to see them. I might just not open my legs.
Yeah,
for the
mate,
entire
yeah.
No, I
episode.
think it should be good. I think you should remain seated as you are.
I don't think we should lay down any kind of gauntlet as far as challenges to stare into the depths of your crotch. I don't think that'd be a good way to get the episode
Yeah,
going.
don't suggest it, folks. Just keep your eyes up here, all right?
Yeah, he's a human being, not a piece of meat.
Yep,
But anyway,
sausage.
yeah, it's not really how you treat it all the time. But hey, IndyCar.
Yes, IndyCar. Well, I thought, off the cuff of my Indy announcement, we'd invite my flatmate / best mate.
Are you flatmates again?
Well, my old flatmate.
We'll be country mates.
Yeah,
Where-
your neighbours. Have
Yeah.
you? Where are the? I mean, let's just get straight into it. Where are the
Where are
hot
you gonna
spots to eat in Indianapolis?
I don't know. He's got to find that out because it's a tough one.
Yeah, you see, I obviously went there last month, and I did struggle with the food initially because I am, pescatarian, and I don't eat meat. And obviously, when I did the test, they brought basically a full
Yeah.
barbecued.
Yeah.
I don't even know what meat it was.
Standard
It
Indy
was
lunch, yeah.
pretty revolting, to be honest. I took a video. I'm pretty sure I put it on Instagram. So I struggled that day for food. But, yeah, I mean, you haven't seemed to gain any weight, so
You'll be alright.
how'd you
'Cause
manage
he's
it?
hard at work in the gym, mate. Can you not see?
You did say you started training a lot more.
I
than
did,
Indy.
but
Since-
then the season finished, didn't it? So.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
true.
so you started training halfway through the season? Is that what you're saying? You sort of
could
arrived
say
there, thought
something
it was
like
going to
that.
be easy.
How much do you weigh with kit now?
Same as always.
What's that? 52?
No.
12.
You could pick him up and throw him.
66 now?
With
66.
kit.
So I added a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. What's your problem? It's all lightweight now, anyway.
With
Yeah.
kit.
Where do you
With
hold
kit.
that weight?
Oi, oi, oi.
Good guess.
Is that why you're so good on ovals?
Well, it didn't look like that.
You had a
it?
big shunt, didn't
I
you?
did have a big shunt. Something he won't experience next year because he is not doing ovals.
No, well, you still might experience a big shunt, but we'll
Well,
see how you
thanks,
get
Dave.
on. And
Insurance, he
we
wants
can't
that.
write anything off. I mean, look, I can do your double deal. I can do your deal with no increasing deductibles over the course of the year. I can do your flat limit. I can do your sideways policy. No worries.
Do you know, if I had
Oh, it
any
would be
idea what you were
sideways.
talking about, I would,
No,
I don't understand.
He was on a work call the other day, and he was honestly speaking a foreign language to me.
Yeah.
It's like blah 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 blah, numbers, and yes, deal. And I was like, what?
And then he hopped off the call and went, "Douche, money in the pocket."
Yeah, and then I threw on my Versace dressing gown and started throwing cash around the room. And it's a procedure, but we will have to follow it per the FCA requirements. So, what are you going to do? But
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing the Indy 500 this year.
that's a shame.
I know it is.
Isn't that where isn't like prize money even if you finish last?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes, Cal. Can you tell us about that actually?
actually, yeah, tell us about your bonuses this year.
Well, I can't say exactly because I haven't received them yet. But from what we all know is there is a list from 1st to 33rd place, no matter what, and you get a starting amount of money. So if you're a full-time car, it's supposedly 467,000, I think.
467,000 to win the 500.
No, just
No,
to
if
be
you start the race.
Okay, right, yeah.
But then the like single entry cars get like 130 or something. It's a bit strange.
Yeah.
But there's a caveat there that is a lot of that is leader circle money, which is like a championship money. So the team receives that, and the actual amount that the driver receives is
Substantially less.
So you
yeah.
put your life on the line, and you get about what,
I don't know. I'll find out.
2% of that?
Yeah, well,
And a
I
firm
don't think so.
handshake.
still hasn't had
And
yeah.
a firm handshake.
Ricardo's doing
Good
the
on
old
you,
Australian
son.
haka of the God, where's my wallet gone?
I don't know. I think like if you win, obviously you got a great one, but there's a bit of a myth about how much people get.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Well, it's glamorous, isn't
you've
it?
got to add some bullshit tax as well.
It's
People-
glamorous. I mean, for example, I'm attracted to the NFL, right? Which it's not massively dissimilar to rugby.
yes.
But the cool thing about the NFL is the players get paid a redonkulous amount
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to rugby players, and so it's almost like you want to watch it almost. Does that make sense?
No,
No?
Yeah,
not at all.
sort of. I mean,
Not
Substitute
really.
producer
I
Jimbo
just-
Harrison, do you agree?
yeah, we've got substitute producer Jimbo Harrison back on the tools again.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I just find
Well,
it
I
cool.
just find it attractive because it's like, like this quarterback is being paid $50 million a year, and
and that makes you horny.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
But footballers are the same, so why don't you watch football?
Because it's boring as
That's
hell.
true. Yeah,
Exactly.
no, it's
No.
an
Soccer.
interesting
It's
point.
called soccer, by the way.
Yeah,
Soccer.
Soccer.
yeah. Apparently, that's one of the US men's team supporter chants. It's like it's called soccer, which I've got a lot of time.
Well,
for.
like defense.
yeah. How annoying must they
Defense.
be for normal football fans actually out in Qatar, the American tourists?
I think they're right because they're the ones that are committed to it.
They actually
You don't
went
go all the
through.
way out there unless you love football. Or
That's
soccer.
true.
I
That's
don't think
true.
you can drink in that country, can
Yeah,
you?
but
Only if
America,
you have a suite over $19,000.
But also, Americans are very good at not boozing. They think they can drink, but they can't.
Yeah, but also they don't get to drink until they're 21 legally, so they're not as experienced, so they don't do
Right.
as much.
Yeah, there's that old saying, like, if you've had a bottle of wine in America, you're shit-faced. If you've had a bottle of wine in the UK, you're the designated driver.
Yeah, you'd hope you'd be shit-faced because it's like 30% more expensive in the US as well. So-
Really?
Yeah. Do you not notice that?
No, I don't buy a lot of
Mate,
wine in the
I
States.
bought a bottle of Napa Valley wine for the Jack Crawford episode
Actually,
last
that-
week,
Mm.
and that almost blew me out of the water. Didn't have any more money left after that. And it wasn't even that good, was it? The Craggy
I
Range.
quite liked it. I did enjoy it. It was a nice-
I thought it was all right, but you see, the Craggy Range has got that sort of that oomph that you get from New Zealand.
That ba-ba-ba-boomfa.
That baboomfa.
This is going
yeah.
to be a personal one. How many vineyards?
Vineyards.
Vineyards.
That's the one. Sorry, have you got?
Just the one.
But it's
Bet you have.
really big.
It's
really big.
enormous.
It's huge.
Half of Europe, yeah.
Oh, half of it, honestly.
Chateau de Novalak.
Not
Chateau.
quite. But are you a wine fan?
I like a bit of white. It's a shame
White?
because there's a lot more diversity in red. But
Oh, it depends. I think you'll find that some whites, Burgundy region, are completely different to what you'll find in, for example, southern France.
I don't
Certain
remember you
areas.
digging into the wine with me when we lived in Italy.
no, I never did.
What was your drink of choice back in the day when we were there?
Mate, water, apple juice, mate.
I
Oh,
don't
quite
remember.
In
It
Maranello.
It was a
I heard you were on the
Coca-Cola.
hardcore vodka just to try and get through the day.
That was Rob.
Was that Rob?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've heard you used to put limoncello in your Powerade bottle in the mornings and just
Something
smash
like that, just to get me started. No. I'm not a big drinker, and he knows that. And
No.
But on a good day, you might find me having a white wine and then mix everything, and then it ends badly.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I have a question, actually. So Marcus has been delving into his lifestyle at Maranello, being the probably most boring place on earth after Milton Keynes. What about you?
What about me?
What did you think of the whole
How'd you find
experience
it?
of living in Maranello?
I mean, if you could find something to do, it was all right.
Yeah,
Like
but you had a
anything.
car
Oi,
as
oi.
well.
I had a car. Because, but I was the taxi for a year. I was everyone's taxi.
You
for
were
a
the
year.
I had
designated
heard-
driver.
I was.
So the first 2 years I lived there in Maranello Village, I was obviously a little baby, didn't have my driver's license, didn't have a car, and
You and Gianluca.
me and
everyone.
Gianluca just
Oh, Gianluca.
we were just stuck.
Isn't he a
there.
DJ now?
He is DJ Gianni.
That's
DJ
awesome.
Gianni.
No, he's got a little deck at home. Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway.
That's true. I feel like everyone you came up with is now either in Formula E or a DJ.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Even you've got your. Anyway,
Probably quite true, actually.
You're either in Formula E or a DJ if you didn't make it.
Maz's
It's
a
pretty
Yeah.
accurate.
well, Maz is a DJ
Maz is
now.
DJing.
Clem's trying. Max Futural's trying. Lando, I don't know.
Nando's DJing. Who else is
Jahan's gone to Formula E as reserve.
Cammy, he's a DJ.
Do you reckon we should all just be DJs?
Tictum's in Formula E.
I'd be pretty good. I'd put on a bit of Tina Turner if you had to really get the crowd going. If you were DJ,
You've got to go back to the classics.
You have to. Yeah.
I was gonna
the
go
Tina
Nelly
Turner song that we all
Furtado.
love?
I saw Man Eater was your 5th favorite song on Spotify this year.
Man.
What's the
you
song
work
that Tina
for?
Turner plays that we all love?
Oh, Simply the Best.
Oh, yes.
Or there's Rolling on the River. That's also
yeah,
We've
yeah.
completely gone off topic here. We were talking about Maranello.
Oh,
Well,
It's
Callum,
alright,
what are
it's
the
fine.
songs that actually get you into the racing vibe? Are you a man eater?
I was trying to understand where that was going, but okay, now I get it. No.
He's not much of a music guy.
Hang on, are we going back to Maranello? Or are we talking about
Both.
my songs?
Well, I guess with
No, you
the...
know I'm a music
What-
guy, but you don't like my taste.
No, I
in
do,
Go
music.
on.
do, I do.
Delve into
what
your-
songs remind you of Maranello?
Oh, bit
Whoa,
Dermot
that is
Kennedy.
a good...
No. it's
Dirty
Goodbye,
Kennedy.
my lover.
Dermot Kennedy.
Oh,
Yeah, no. We would have our James Blunt nights. Where
Oh,
we would
yeah.
just sing
We'd be
James
driving
Blunt.
like to a restaurant in Modena and we'd just be singing James Blunt.
nice.
We have
So
videos.
loud.
We're willing to sell them to anyone who wants to buy them for a substantial amount of money of him and I singing Goodbye.
You heard it
my
here
lover."
first. Marcus Armstrong is getting OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's got to
Didn't go
happen.
that far, mate.
That's got to
If you
happen.
do want a deal on OnlyFans, I do have a connection for you.
Do you?
Yes.
Who's that?
One
not Case,
of
is it?
our no, you can't say that.
We'll cut it out.
No, one of our family friends knows the owners of OnlyFans.
Marcus Armstrong first driving IndyCar with OnlyFans on his car.
Probably not, actually.
No, well, actually, there's that guy in British GT who's got OnlyFans on his car.
Has he?
Yeah.
Who?
I think I insure them. It's talk amongst yourselves, but it's an OnlyFans branded McLaren 720S racing in the top
I mean,
category.
if it pays the bills.
Yeah, let's go back to Maranello, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, so the first 2 years, didn't have a car. Me and Jenny on our own.
We were staying in a hotel apartment.
Your
place.
hands
Oh,
up on the
sorry,
phone.
mate. Sorry.
Yeah, we're staying. We didn't even have an apartment. We had a hotel, basically. And now
Oh, was it the hotel next to the...
Maranello Village.
Mm.
So now Ollie Behrman's living there, and he was like,
He said it was alright.
"Did he?"
Yeah, well, we'll ask him in
I
6 months.
don't remember to be fair, but
B-man.
and then you obviously arrived a year later than me and Jenny, didn't you?
Me and Jenny arrived at the same time.
Okay, so I was there alone for year one.
Yes.
God, and then you arrived, and you had a car.
Or was Jenny already there? I arrived with Robert, no? And then Jenny arrived. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, we were all together for 2 years.
What do you think your favorite thing about living in Maranello was?
Food. Just food. Genuinely, that's the only thing.
I heard you were quite boring with your food choices in Maranello though as it goes.
Yeah,
Am I
pasta
hearing this
ragu.
correctly?
Pasta ragu.
Pasta, well, I mean, what else are you going to have as a
And then I might have a chicken with salad one time, and then I go back to pasta ragu.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking before the pod as well. You do stick to your guns. You're a man of habits, because we're saying you've had the same haircut for about 8.5, 9, 10 years.
Yeah.
And the same jeans, clearly.
Yeah,
for
and the
12,
same jeans, jumper, Stan Smiths.
Yeah, Stan Smiths have been a while.
With the move to America, obviously you moved away from your local barber.
I
I'm
have
assuming,
actually
as
got
well.
a whole new wardrobe out there as well.
Yeah.
But I can't touch it here.
What about
because,
barbers?
What do you mean a whole new wardrobe? Hang on. What?
Like, I bought everything out there, so everything out there is new.
Oh,
Whereas here, I just wear the clothes that you would have seen me in.
What
2
is
years
it?
ago.
Balmain?
No, unfortunately not. I got some Banana Republic.
I was
stuff
going to
'cause
say,
it's
I bet
comfy.
you have a bit of Banana Republic
It's,
in
it's
you.
comfy. It was in there was a store nearby. What else we got?
7 for All Mankind jeans.
Huh?
7 for All Mankind jeans, for sure.
Didn't even
Bagosh,
hear-
kosh,
What
bagosh.
does it? Are you
Didn't have a
speaking
single
another
word. Are you
language?
speaking French, mate?
Is that
I
only
am.
in Stad or what?
7 for All Mankind jeans.
No, I have not.
7 for All Mankind jeans. Is that anher one of your
I don't
companies?
think I've finished growing, so I can't get that tailor-made stuff. Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
You don't think you can... How old are you?
No, I'm joking. Older than you.
25 years old. I'm still growing, mum.
Are you older than me, or am I? Older
I'm
than
25. Are you
You?
25?
Oh, yeah, he's older
Yeah.
than me. Yeah.
Jeez, you're old.
Yeah.
I know, mate.
Who allowed him here?
Really
know.
youngins.
Someone's got to keep an eye on you.
As he sips his drink.
Anyway, so no new barbers out in Indianapolis that are worth checking out?
No. I have, but I mean, that's for Marcus to experiment. It's more expensive out there as well. Like
What, for a
everything.
haircut?
From what I found,
Oh,
yeah.
no
As
way,
you could
mate.
tell,
No
I wasn't
chance.
paying a lot
What
for
What
mine
was
anyway.
the original discussion with the barber? Did you just walk up to him and show him a picture of your haircut in 2015 as you won the world championship in go-karts and just went,
Give me
that's
that.
what I want?
2015.
I wanna
I was
look like
in
an
F3,
IT
but-
technician.
Yeah, no, okay, 2014.
Okay,
let's
that's
say.
fine. But I didn't win. No, I just go like, can I get 3 sides back and then just trim on the top?
There you go.
3 on the sides and the back.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a 3.
Well, right now, no, because I haven't had a haircut in like 2-3 months.
You haven't showered today either, have you?
Not today, no. I'll shower later. Do I have to start the day with a shower? Or
Oh,
can I finish yesterday with a
In an
shower?
ideal world, we'd all have showers. Most
Dude,
mornings.
it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
I laid in bed for most of
well,
the
I
day.
promise you, it's not more expensive to get your hair cut in America than here.
No, it can't
My
be.
barber
yeah,
here
well,
in
you live
London.
in London. I live in the middle of nowhere.
That's true. How much does a haircut go for in Bishop Stortford?
Now it's 18 quid. It used to
That's-
be
yeah.
12.
It's
And then
18 at my
every year
local.
they've increased it 1. And then
18
COVID,
quid,
they
okay.
did 2. £2 more.
Because when I used to get it cut in the city near my office, that
£2.
was about 35
£2
pounds.
more.
That was a lot. And it's
35?
Still looked like shit.
Well, I had this conversation with Harry Newey back in 2016, and he walked in and he was like, "Do you like my hair?" And I was like, "No," and he was like, "But I got it cut like yesterday." I'm like, "Well, they clearly didn't do a good job because it looks the same." He's like, "No. That's the exact reason you get a haircut is to make it look the same. If you have a good barber and you have it regularly, you can get it cut."
I feel like he
the same."
does have somewhat of a point there.
No, he does. Then I asked him how much he paid, and he's like 80 quid, and I was like,
Oh my days.
out you get. So after that, no, I don't take anyone's advice on people who pay more than £20 for a haircut, unfortunately.
Mm.
Well, I don't want to tell you how much mine cost.
No. Well, I can't imagine you've had a haircut in a while. You've been going a little bit more wild with your hair in later years.
Well,
Because
to be fair, he's been shaving his legs still, so...
there's that, but
Yeah.
you also looked 12 years old from age 12 to about 17. And then you kind of let your hair go out a bit and you actually look somewhat your age now.
No, he looked 18 from when he was 12.
You
And
think?
then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
still looks 18.
And then still looks 18, so he
Yeah.
hasn't aged for
No, I look,
almost
I look
10
weirdly
years.
young.
The only thing that could sort of delve into your age, but I think that's something that would more or less come up in the 30s, is that sort of hairline that's receding. Actually, you two have the same problem.
It's terrible,
Dick.
isn't it? Both him and I. My
We'll be on the
hairline,
flight to
You're really
Turkey soon.
sweeping the problem under the carpet.
my
at the moment.
hairline is going back at a rate of knots.
Mine's stabilised, but it went back quickly, so...
Imagine if I come back in like 5 years' time, I come to an F1 race and all the fans are like, "Why do you have no hair?"
Actually, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of podcasts out there who have sponsors with like the hair loss clinic thing. So if we could get one of those, that'd be
There's
that'd be
one
good.
near here actually.
Yeah?
They just, I don't know how they do it, but they managed to do like a hair transplant or something.
Yeah, that might
Yeah,
be
you
what
just take
that
the
might be what you
follicles
want to
from the
do.
back and
Because
then-
I've heard you want to catch it early. I have heard you want to catch it early. Some advice for all the young men out there listening, all 17 of you.
Yeah.
Can you clarify what's being caught early? just to make sure?
Hair loss.
Okay.
Hair loss. Yeah. I mean, anything's good to catch early, but, moving on.
Not STDs though.
And if anyone wants to sponsor Marcus with his STDs, that would be wonderful as well.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. Any health clinics out there looking for a shout out? Give Marcus a
Marcus
call.
is
Should we
here.
talk a bit about IndyCar, James? Considering it's meant to be an IndyCar episode.
Yeah. So
Hang on. I'm going to ask you a question. So, as we're getting on to IndyCar, what is your expectation? What are you expecting?
Beat Scott Dixon first time out.
In an environment side, in a result side?
I mean, I feel like I'm in a Sky Sports interview. Like, what are your expectations for this race, Marcus?
We'll treat it like a Sky Sports interview.
All right. What phase? Like, what part of the season do you mean?
No. Overall. So, okay, coming there, what are you going to expect from an environment point of view? What do you think?
Well, even just speaking to the journalists. I mean, like yesterday, obviously quite a few interviews, and it's actually fun to like speak to those journalists. Like
Because they ask you some different questions.
Yeah, it feels like I'm in a Screaming Meals podcast.
Well,
They're
like, straight away, mate. How you feeling out there, mate? You gonna get some push around the corners?
That's Kiwi, mate. Which American.
Oh, sorry.
One of them asked me like something about like my brothers and sisters, like who's the craziest of my brothers and sisters.
Definitely Paris.
I've never
Definitely
been-
Paris.
Yeah,
Obviously, I said that.
Definitely Paris.
And I was
How
like,
have I never been asked that before?
well, it just you don't get that sort of question in Europe, do you?
No.
Yeah, you finished 8th. How was your race?
Oh, great.
Because in
Absolutely.
in Europe, you have to be quite professional. I don't know why. It's
Politically correct.
Yes, politically correct. Especially in Ferrari, we were
You
taught
have, you
how
have to fit the cookie cutter mold that they think racing drivers need to fit.
No,
is
we
how I
were
would
taught
put
you
it.
either if you can answer yes or no, you answer yes or no. That was
or
one
they
of our
teach you a
first-
million
yeah.
ways to say nothing. So ultimately, you become boring, which is one of the reasons we started this podcast, was to actually show our personalities. But it just felt like a completely different vibe. You know, you could actually, they encourage you to be.
excited. I like this.
Oh, it's cool. It's a completely different vibe. Like you can actually be happy and like have a bit of a laugh. You know, not to be disrespectful to any of the journalists over here, but like I just feel excited because everyone seems to be really sociable, personable, if that makes sense. Which is for me, that's the first impression.
Does it feel a bit like karting?
Yeah.
In a sense.
I
A bit
would-
more
I
of a
would say-
community.
Yes, there is a community, and of course, like again, you spend more time with the other drivers than in Europe. Like I'd say, I mean, I don't know what you guys were doing this year, but like when you're in your truck kind of thing in Europe. Whereas,
Not him though. When a session finishes, he's at the high-tech truck. Marcus,
let's
dove
go.
sei?
It's the only thing is basically is I'm going around the track, right? And
I'm thinking, where's Marcus?
I'm thinking, no, I'm actually not thinking, where's Mike? I'm thinking, what could I be, what sort of topics are going to come up on the next podcast, you know? Who could we get on as a
Purple
guest?
Sector 3.
And then Purple Sector 3.
Yeah.
And as soon as I think about my driving, I actually get slower.
Yeah, that's a thing. Over-analysis.
Yeah, you can overthink things.
Suit yourself, lads.
Obviously, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not really thinking about the next question on the Screaming Meals podcast as I'm going through turn 12. But that was my first impression sort of thing. Obviously, I did the test last month, so the car it's not crazily dissimilar to F2.
But that wasn't your actual car either, was it?
No, it wasn't. But like from a general philosophy point of view, it's not like driving an F1
It's the
car in
same
comparison
base.
to F2.
It's the same base. No, I would agree.
The tyre is obviously get really boring for you, James.
Yeah, I'm about to doze off actually. to be honest.
The tyre is magnificent.
Is it a tire? So this is something I was discussing before. Ever since my days in Formula 3, I have not been able to do more than one push lap in a row. It is push,
Incredible.
cool, push. Are you able to do more than 3 laps
Mate,
in a row?
Mate, get this, okay? When I did my first push run, I did 3 push in a row, and mate, I was out of breath. I needed a break, you know, and
He tell you you have 7 more push to go for the qualifying session.
I made a mistake in turn 1.
Oh yeah.
So I decide, okay, I bought the lap, I relax, and I push the next lap, you know, like you do in Europe.
But the tires are out
But
the window.
the engineer come on the radio, he go, what are you doing? You know, you push.
Your tires were out the window when you start the
They were
following
too
lap.
cold the next
Too
lap.
cold, mate.
Too cold.
Never in my life, in my 4 years of racing in Europe, I have never heard the sentence, your tires are too cold. They are always too hot. Fuck, you know, mate. Oh.
I feel like we need to perform some kind of exorcism now for Claire. He's been possessed by Flavio Briatore.
It must feel like a different car, different championship.
Mate, get this, okay? After the session, we look at the temperature of the tire. It was too cold. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I did my best lap on old tire.
Oh, so we're finally getting back to the point that we were thinking about. Like, originally, we were talking with Jack Crawford, right?
Yeah.
We thought F1 teams and F1 academies shouldn't grade the driver on his pace. They should grade him on the power slide out of corners, right? The control of that power slide. Is that how you keep the tires in the window?
Wrong. That's the rally. You need to go to rally. If
Oh,
that's
out the box then.
Out the box makes a difference. But then you just hire Tickton, wouldn't you? You see all his power
he loves
slides.
it.
Oh, do you know what?
So the first time I exited the pits in Indy, right?
Oh yeah.
Mate, I looked like an absolute idiot. Yeah, because like, here I am, used to Europe, you just pull away. Not this thing, mate. I just released the clutch a bit, stop, like a muppet.
Oh, the funniest thing for me was actually the first. It wasn't actually my first test. It was the first test that I attended in cars. And Dan Tickton was doing a day in I don't know what car it was, but he was clearly being a reference driver and obviously didn't really care about getting the tyres in the window and so on. And I was stood on the pit wall there with my coach at the time, and he just turned to me and said, look at what this massive dick's about to do. And Dan literally drops the clutch out of the box. He probably comes within 10 inches of the wall, and he was just like, well, guess what, mate? Tyres are out the window.
Schwartzman used to do that as well. So we'd be sitting in the box together doing private testing in F3, and I'm like sitting in my car, like he's turned his engine on. I'm like, please let this be the time he shunts into the pit wall. And you know what he's like? What? Right round, this close to the pit wall. I'm like, fuck. Damn it.
Every time.
He nailed it.
Do you remember that test day, Navarra?
Mm-hmm.
I
Good
went
band.
with you.
Yes.
And I did the 8 laps in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went rental karting afterwards, and you tried to break my ribs.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, we're going
He
rental
hired me.
casting after
We
this,
are
so
doing,
if you
yeah.
want to get him back,
Yeah.
you're more
You
than
might as well.
welcome. Send him.
It is about
through
-5 outside, so it might feel like a
Just chill it
PFI
out.
test day back in
Lose the feeling in your
back in our
hands.
days. We'll struggle to feel our fingers afterwards, but not that matters too much.
Where were we?
Well, I think music is where we digressed off into Maranello. I think we were talking about, music. You're not a
Music,
big
yes.
music guy pre-race?
No. So Dermot Kennedy.
Dermot
Right.
Kennedy, reminds you of your time at Maranello?
Yeah, and James Blunt.
Is he a Harry Potter character?
What is
No.
Dermot Kennedy?
Yeah.
Great music artist, lovely.
Can you give me like a song, like sing along a little bit, so I understand what you're talking about?
No.
Actually, we were talking about your singing skills in the last year in our good
James,
age,
James is
Hmm.
famous in Brazil
Yeah.
for his music.
It's not something I often talk about.
What have you been singing in Brazil?
So he does these obscure ads on TV in Brazil because he's like a singer, like a jingle singer sort of
It's
guy.
essentially any like boy band music from the late 90s, early 2000s. I'll translate that into Portuguese, and then they use
I only
that
could-
licensing for adverts in Brazil because obviously I'm much cheaper.
Are you being
than-
serious or not?
Yeah.
I heard you were Phil
Genuinely.
Collins in Brazil.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in music translation.
So you're the Portuguese Brazilian
Phil
Justin
Collins.
Timberlake,
He's
basically.
fluent
If
in
you will,
Portuguese, James.
He's the most famous man in Brazil. Like
Obrigado.
Neymar, who?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who you're talking about.
James Blair.
Are you related to Tony Blair?
That is a good question.
No comment.
Who's Tony Blair?
Marcus,
my God.
stay asleep.
That's so reliable. So
He
reliable.
was one of our ex-prime ministers of the UK.
So you? Were you brought up in 10 Downing Street?
No.
You look like it.
Considering you've avoided this question, there's something going on here. So, is he a distant relative, or is he your
As he
your
downs
actual
his
father, or what? Have I just uncovered something here? I have, haven't I?
I am actually... No, I'll tell you what. There is a guy in New Zealand who's running for Prime Minister who I am actually related to.
Who's that?
Chris Luxon.
Is he?
I am by
He's got
some...
a really good chance of winning, doesn't he?
half decent, I think. Yeah, I'm not that plugged into the New Zealand political scene.
No,
but,
politics is almost like a bit of a red zone.
Forget the politics, though. I've heard you're running for Love Island.
It's true.
That actually is
I
true.
have actually been offered a slot in Love Island on their winter series.
You have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be joining him as his PR representative.
You should be one of those later
For
rivals that
this
comes in
year?
and just tears it up.
Yeah. I'm unsure whether or not I'd like to do it.
Just send it. That'd be brilliant.
on the basis
I'd
of...
love to watch that.
I mean, that video that we did the other day of us throwing the balls and whatnot for the Jack Crawford episode, that was enough. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
The thing is, you
a
would make
season of Love
IndyCar
Island.
famous.
Hmm?
You'd probably bring millions of viewers from the UK to IndyCar.
Imagine the
You would
result
be
for
famous,
screening
famous.
meals.
Depends how much they want to pay me, mate.
No, it's
No,
not about the
you're not
money.
getting paid
You'll
here.
make so much afterwards. Have you
Yeah.
not seen all these people afterwards?
You want the tail off. You don't want the
Do you wanna be
initial
my
prize
agent?
money.
You can pay for all your girlfriends afterwards.
I don't have any girlfriends.
Yeah, that's why I said all of them.
Exactly. Once you've gone on Love Island.
You'd be horrendous on Love Island. to
Oh,
be
I'd
fair.
be voted off within a week.
Yeah.
I'd be
What are you
terrible.
on about?
Also, all the
He'd
people
be,
need to like...
he'd be. You know how like every Love Island series has like the national villain.
Marcus would be the
Yeah,
Like,
I would.
no,
I'd lean into it. That's
his,
the thing.
His motto is a lover, not a fighter. Of course, he's not going to.
Yeah, I know, but when you're a lover to every single girl
Who
in
would
the
be my
village-
partner? Do you think?
I don't know. We don't know who else has been invited
But just like
on this
pick,
series.
just
of Love
imagine
Island.
like, because you all need to like sleep in the same room or something, right? Like your partner and.
You'd be
like a
bunking
dormitory.
with James.
Yeah, I've got a problem with that.
You guys could go on the first gay couple on there.
Nah, mate.
Nah, surely that's been done before.
Has it?
In this day and age.
Well, the second one then.
Yeah, could be.
No, but genuinely, who do you think I'd be paired with? Just
I
like a
think.
celebrity around.
I think. What a celebrity.
Yes.
Well, that's
Christina
the-
Aguilera.
No, you don't get paired
Nah.
with a
I
celebrity.
mean, yeah, that's not really
You
the point
get
of Love
paired
Island.
with someone who's like you, but in another environment.
Yeah. So and you're kind of currently already doing that because the girl you're currently dating is exactly like you.
James, I'm not dating anyone.
Pissed.
My
No, so
dad is
moving
watching
on from
this.
Love Island.
So you are going on Love Island then?
Clem, undecided, mate. You know,
Well-
you'll be the first to know if I end up accepting the offer.
I'll be the one doing his Instagram account in the meantime.
How long would you have to be on there for?
I don't know. It depends how long I'm on there for.
Actually, I think there's someone else in the insurance market. Genuinely, there's someone else in the insurance market who's been offered a role on Love Island, and he's dating some chick off like Towie, and hasn't told her yet that he's going on Love Island.
Oh no.
Imagine that scenario. Look, darling, I'm off. I'm going to be away for about 3 weeks, looking to find love.
I think it's in Dubai.
Now hear me out.
But then that would be against the rules and religion of that country. No.
Well, I heard it's in Dubai.
It can't be.
Well, it's like because it's like a winter.
It's
thing,
Australia
but it's
normally.
like going away. Going away from
Oh.
the UK.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
either
there was that failed attempt at a Love Island series that New Zealand did called F Boy Island.
Who did that? Did Max Key do that?
No, but somebody who we both know, Logan Brown, was on it.
No.
He was on it, yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And actually, the most embarrassing thing was I actually knew like 3 guys who were on it.
Well, New Zealand is you know,
I
that
knew
small, you
Logan,
do
I
know
knew another
everyone.
guy called Ross, and I think I knew one other bloke as well. And I was just like, New Zealand is a small country. I know fucking 25%.
Didn't Connor Daly
of
do
them.
something like this as well?
No. So him and Rossi did this program called
Oh,
The Greatest Race.
It's like
or
the
something.
greatest race or race around the world or something,
Something like
It's
that.
quite popular.
Yeah, no, supposedly it was good. They didn't win. I think maybe because of Connor, but they didn't
What do you
win.
mean the great like? What is
The
it?
program is called The Greatest
The
Race. or
Amazing
something
Race?
like- Amazing Race.
The Amazing
yeah.
Race.
But what is
yeah.
the competition?
It's basically everything that you're not good at. So
So-
you need to be places by a specific time. You need to
Counts
solve
me out.
puzzles. You need
Challenges, and you're in pairs.
Right.
Yeah, so teamwork.
You and I could do a good job because you could just
punctuality.
do all the hard work and I'll just rock up.
What does that remind us of?
Screaming Mills.
He was like I'd be up early getting ready for like let's say we had to be at Gestione Sportiva at
Yeah,
Ferrari
I'd be
at
ready
9
5 minutes
a.m.
before we went through this on the last podcast.
9 a.m.
or
on the dot. I am going to be there, and I'll hear his alarm go off at 8:53, and I'll be like, "Oh, lot, let's go." I'll go into the bathroom, like do my hair or whatever.
something. And then I'm ready.
He's left already. He's halfway to Jess.
I was dressed in the red stuff all
Yeah.
ready to go.
And you don't do your hair.
No.
No need.
No need.
It's just there already.
It's that sort of Lego clip-on, ready to go.
Yep.
Mm.
Anyway,
Back to IndyCar.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, I mean, we're meant to
Maybe
be
that's
talking
the name
about
of
it.
the
I think the
Back to
thing is
IndyCar.
we're sort of like we start off at IndyCar and we just delve off into some
Should
other
we just make
dimensions.
that
Let's look through the calendar of IndyCar and let's identify the good races for a bit of a knees up afterwards.
So we're done Indy 500. We already identified.
500. There's a really good knees up at the end of the 500.
Well, considering I'm not actually going to be racing the
Nashville.
Indy 500.
No, wait. Nashville's great anyway, but Iowa, they got Ed Sheeran on the Sunday.
Iowa has
Iowa's
bagged Ed Sheeran
on the Sunday evening, yes.
We should get him on Screaming Meals.
We should.
Yeah, that'd be good. Rory probably knows him. Rory knows everyone.
Rory does know.
Rory does know everyone. I've actually
Rory
seen.
has got the network of some guy who's been working in this industry for about 50 years.
He does the editing, so he can cut this out if he
He
wants to.
could
But
actually get Miley Cyrus on the show.
Oh, mate, I dropped dead.
I saw that Guinness ad come out the other day that he did with Lewis Capaldi and Niall Horan.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So he rocked
That
up.
was a good one, wasn't it?
He rocked up for one of these
Yeah.
podcasts, and he's like, "Oh, I've just been in Ireland with."
Ireland. Ireland. Top
And
my
now he's with
morning
you,
Toya.
Diggs.
He's like, "I've just been there with Niall Horan and
And some other singer guy. or
Lewis
something, yeah.
Capaldi."
Some other... The dude's hilarious.
I know. He's starstruck when he meets us, but he's like... Rory's really got...
He'd
no
Rory
idea.
has
he'd
no
be
patience
great,
for us,
to be
mate.
honest.
No.
Rory's honestly sitting there thinking, what the fuck am I doing here?
As he's editing this out.
Yeah. I can't wait for him to see this for the first time, eh?
Yeah, so shout out to Rory.
Yeah, big shout out to the
Nashville.
backbone.
Nashville. I went to Nashville, watched the race last year. That was real cool. I think you'd like that because like there's a lot of live music, like the Boulevard, the main road, and
Yeah, we've got to bring him to one or two.
Well, I'm going
Texas
to
has
Long
gotta be
Beach, I
good.
reckon.
Yeah, okay. But
Are you
Just
going
because
to
it's easy for me, because I'll be going back from...
that'd be so cool.
Aussie.
I'll be going back from Aussie.
We'll both be in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Clem, mate, you have to be in the Ganassi hospitality with me.
No,
Sure.
you haven't realised.
You'll be racing in Long Beach.
Have you spoken to Dixon about this?
No.
Do you know where he was for the Long Beach Grand Prix? Not in the Ganassi hospitality. You were
Yeah.
in Jimmy's hospitality.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but yeah, I was in Jimmy Johnson's box for the race.
You're not allowed guests, mate.
I am.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this out because this is like contractual shit. So,
Yeah, that's probably true.
no, you should come to Long Beach because
I'll be steamed at Long Beach.
I'll get you a ticket from Dixon.
Mate,
It's
you
fine.
can come to Hunkos, mate. We got some
all right,
stuff for you.
go hang out with him then. We'll just meet up after the race, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care where I watch the race. I won't even watch
You'll
it.
love it though because there's constant live music like from.
Actually, Long
5
Beach
PM till-
is actually a really good fun week. I can say as a spectator I've been going a number of years now.
Would you prefer going to an IndyCar race as a spectator or an F2 race?
Indy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
For
it's more
what
fun.
reason?
It's way more fun.
Yeah.
Like there's bars set up everywhere. Well, I know there is at the F1 events as well, but it's kind
I'm
of like
more
you
in
said,
touch with the drivers as well. I
On
feel
the
like
F2 side, it's quite restricted. You can't really go anywhere.
no, but it's not
I
even
feel
this.
so like
I mean-
F2 is like cool for me, right? Because I know you guys, so I can just hang out. But if I was going as a general admission pass, I think we covered this on the first time you're on. If you're a fan, you can just walk through pit lane and.
Well, you
look
can
at
just
the
go
car.
say hi to the drivers.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
if they're
walk
there,
straight
yeah.
up to the truck if you wanted to.
You
Yeah.
could touch the car. And I mean, probably there are some people who have, and
You
I-
could,
I
you could
swear
definitely
down-
touch a tire.
Yeah.
Definitely touch a
Mate,
tire.
I swear down, if you touched a car in Formula One, you'd be thrown in jail for about 6 months and then not be allowed on to the
Yeah.
track for another 10 years.
No, so yeah, like, Indy's cool like that. Like, they actually have really good access for fans.
no,
and
it's €50,000 fine, isn't it? Touching a car.
50.
Oh, that's for drivers.
Yeah,
Imagine
drivers.
being a spectator.
But anyway, back to the calendar. So we're going to do Long Beach.
Yeah.
Barber Motorsport Park. Dad's been there. He said it was really cool. It's a
Great,
cool museum.
great scenery, great museum.
Yeah.
Tough on the arms, I hear.
Tough on the arms.
Yeah.
Where were the worst races actually physically for you, do you reckon, this year?
Detroit looks tough.
I didn't do Detroit because my hand.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
But that's a new circuit for next year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because they're moving away from Belle Isle, aren't they?
So the one that's a killer as a weekend is Iowa because you do 2 races, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
And it's on a short oval, so you're like constantly turning
Constantly
and
turning.
bumpy.
Mm.
I think like half the drivers went to get IVs on the Saturday.
Is that
Yeah.
legal? Because you
Yeah,
can't,
but
you
for
can't
a-
do that in Europe.
No, you can't. But like but when it's an emergency in a certain sense, like genuinely, a lot of people don't feel good after that because it was 34 degrees as well. Yeah.
Because I know in Le Mans, people used to do that, like
Yeah.
in between their stints, and then it became
No,
illegal.
but because it's 2 separate races, they weren't. I don't think they were happy about it, and I don't know what they'll do for this year. But half the grid went, and then Barber's tough on the arms, but actually the race found okay.
In terms of steering
St.
stiffness,
Pete.
How is it compared to Formula 2, for example? Would you say it's lighter, but you just got a lot more laps?
Yeah, but
So-
I would say it's slightly lighter. It does ramp up in the high speed, but we don't do many high speed other
Yeah,
than
it's
the
a lot
ovals.
stop-start
A
sort
lot of
corners.
first gear stuff. But you're fighting the car and you're doing it for 2 hours.
I noticed that at Sebring. I mean, it's a small track, and it's
Yeah,
obviously
it's-
not like St. Pete, for example, but your heart rate is high the whole time.
Yeah, but the Sebring's not even the worst. They're nowhere near the worst. Like you'll see in St. Pete, that one will be tough. Again, if I'm correct, I think you'll be fine where you are, given the way I believe they run the car. So you might be fine on that side, but it will
Dude,
still
I
be a
live
bit
in
of
a
shock.
gym. I live in a gym, man. This morning we were doing a conference call.
Conference call.
Yeah, board meeting.
Board meeting
And
for
he's in the
screaming
gym just
meals.
on- he
I was in it. There was a whole agenda. Obviously, I
Yeah.
just stepped out of bed. I didn't even know it was happening.
Actually, no, I believe you were still in bed.
I was still in bed, actually. James was obviously dressed up to the nines, with the shirt, the tie, and
the
Marcus
agenda.
was firmly on the plank there.
Yeah, so
and,
he was already planking when we got on the call. He's I've already been doing this for 25 minutes.
He just started it right answering.
Yeah.
And then the conference call went on for...
I'd say a good 5 minutes, and Marcus
10
thought it
minutes.
was about 20.
Well, you arrived late, obviously, because you were still sleeping.
I was, actually.
Yeah.
So, anyway...
You go to the gym a lot.
But that sort of excites me
Apparently.
because I like the idea of actually being challenged physically.
You remember Red Bull Ring 2020?
Yeah, but mate, I was a professional cyclist at that weekend. I'd literally
He
just
was
been-
telling us the other day about the Silverstone weekend where literally everybody out of the box cut the...
Straight line maggots and Beckett.
First Maggots Beckett's.
The two Carlin cars, one lap after another in the race. Boom, boom. Just laughing.
And then
They weren't the only ones. Apparently, Marcus was
I
straight down there
almost did it
too.
as well,
Yeah,
but
'cause I was also like a rookie, and I don't know what it feels like to go from prime to option, like bomb. And I go into that corner, I'm like, ciao bello.
Now, the worst thing is, originally I thought it would be Silverstone because I did Silverstone Prime Option, but I actually did it too in Zandvoort. And
So did I, actually.
put it this way, when I got out of the car,
obviously Jeddah was hard as well.
Jeddah
No?
was really tough.
I
the
mean,
thing
we-
is, I crashed out 10 minutes early
Yeah,
Standard.
because of the sort of safety car restart. I can tell you, I boxed. I was happy I boxed.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
like, well, fellas.
Awaza was real quick on the first stint, and then you could actually, even from me sitting in the car, like knowing where he was sort of on track with me, and then looking at the TVs, I
You
was
can
like,
tell the driver
he's
deck.
struggling physically, isn't he? And then I look at his onboard after the race, and he's like,
Yeah.
The thing is, actually, in the first race when I was behind Marcus, I'm pushing real hard, and then he killed a bird, of course, and from then on it was sort of, it wasn't a tie dag, it was a driver dag between the both of us. It was a race on who was going to make that first mistake.
Nice, that's from the Conga car too, mate.
It was who was going to make that first mistake and just go straight to the wall.
I think we could tell how tough Zandvoort was physically based on how steamed Clem got on that episode afterwards.
Oh, I had no water in my body.
we
was
almost
outrageous.
didn't
Yeah.
release that pod, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, I weren't the only one,
Well, Callum and I, we used to go karting, like training together at La Conca.
I think we covered this in the last
Did
one.
we?
I think so.
I forget. We're gonna cover it again.
Well, I wasn't
And,
there, so-
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, mate.
And
Do you not watch it?
no, I didn't.
we went with all the other we went with all the other kiddies, and Callum and I were the same pace, more or less.
Which wasn't too bad because I didn't race KZ, so I was
Yeah.
taking it.
And
Didn't you say on the last episode he was half a second off, though?
at Lonato, La
Oh.
Conca, he was alright. He's
Fuck off half a second.
Lonato, you're miles off.
No.
Do-do,
that was
beef,
not me.
beef,
I was
beef.
2/10.
Boomfa.
Alright, it was 2/10 off.
2/10.
But in the race, we did like a 24-lap race. I was like, all I need to do is just make it to like lap 15, because I know Ilot's just gonna fall off the cliff.
And I didn't. 15 was okay. I got to 19. Disaster.
Imagine being an F2 driver, F1 reserve, and you're losing your neck in a go-kart.
Dude, this was 2019.
And
To be fair, though,
go-karts
like,
are
no,
actually...
whenever anyone who races cars goes to like Vegas Supernats and stuff, they're dog shit compared to everyone who races cars.
But you want to know why? Because it was the front. So I have my head on the headrest when in the car. So when you get in a car and you're coming down, accelerating out all the corners, it was this part.
pull it on your wee neck.
Just get on with it, mate.
Yeah, just shut
Do
up.
you know what
and
they
get on
say?
with it.
Yeah. Just shut up and get on with it.
That's what Jason Hoyt would do.
That's what the backbones of this country would do.
Jahan has his head off the headrest.
Yeah.
even in F2.
Jahan's actually not moved out of go-karts. He's still racing
So
karts.
I've got a question for you two. And it's a bit harsh, really, but I've got to ask it.
Don't ask it.
No. Let's do it. So then this probably you can answer this and what your thoughts are. Who do you think had a better season, finishing 13th again for the third time, or finishing wherever he did for his first season?
Actually, one position behind him.
Really?
14.
Yeah, 13th and 14th.
I thought it was 18th.
Who had a better season?
Unbelievable.
Shit. I mean, you got stitched up more times than a cotton jumper. Like, it was horrendous. You pulled some pretty good results out of your ass, considering what you were dealing with. I reckon.
Callum, you know what? You're a prick for asking it. How about we go to your IndyCar season?
No. This is not about that.
I think
I just wanted to ask it.
I think Clem. It depends on the context of worse. You see, so I think Clem had a
better.
I think Clem had. I think Clem had a worse situation than Marcus had.
What? Because of his teammate?
Clem, do you agree we should move on from this subject?
So you see, I thought 2022 ended at the postseason test, and I didn't really want to delve back into my traumatic year. You know, obviously we've talked about it before. Strong men cry, but you know, I've never cried more in a season. And I thought, you know, I was going to leave this all in the past. But clearly, Callum thought it would be a good idea to sort of.
I think you should have finished way further up the order,
Mate,
considering
I
how your
can't
driving
believe
was.
it, honestly. We had so much pace this year, and the car was mega. Like, that high-tech car is genuinely fantastic.
Did you have any pit stops with the new ones where they didn't go on properly or not?
Like, we were lucky.
Because other
Doohan got done. We obviously didn't have the best year in terms of pit stops because I lost a feature race win in Budapest for that.
And then Monza.
And Monza.
Well, Monza was kind of your fault. I swear you
But it
nearly
was
hit
still
the
Yeah,
pit
you're
wall.
still.
But like it honestly, it pains me, man, because it's one of those things that I'll look back at and I'll just be like, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like we
Sometimes
had
that's
we
life.
had the potential. We were fast.
Did you get stitched in Monaco as well?
Monaco, we were just like top 5. Just you can't really.
I
do
feel like there was
anything
just
there.
countless where it was just like, oh, that was.
Imola
we were on
was
such a
Imola
good result.
sucked because you obviously you were on the good strategy in Imola, weren't you?
Austria, you got taken out.
Austria,
you should have
Austria,
won
we
that
lost the
feature
feature
and the
race
sprint.
there, mate. We should have won both races
What
in
was
Austria.
that one?
You got pumped by Deruvala on that one.
In turn 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the leading car on that
And,
tyre.
and J Money ended up winning on track.
that. He went right in the back of you, didn't he?
Yeah, and then I knew what had happened. I was like, I can't believe what. And I've come down to the truck. I've turned my phone on, have a look at the results. Vershaw is leading. Jehan is P2.
Mary was up there, wasn't he?
Mary was on the same strategy as me. He was P2 the whole
That's
race. Right.
Yeah.
This is a
Mary.
bit depressing, isn't it, Clem?
Sorry, lads. Anyway.
So yeah, that's my opinion.
So did you write that down?
I
And you're
did,
like,
actually.
Who had the
Okay,
worst?
well, let's have, that was your.
Oh, and
here's
then-
one we had written down.
Okay.
Celibacy before the race, yay or no?
I watched something on Tyson Fury recently about this.
Yeah.
And they were saying just saying for boxers, that if they do celibacy, it has to be over 6 weeks. Whilst like during
Over
the whole,
6 weeks.
Yeah, during
Okay,
the
fine for
training.
me.
And they've done it.
Substitute producer Jimbo Harrison doesn't like that.
Doesn't agree.
Yeah, but he's an absolute demon in the set.
So
He was telling us off air.
Yeah.
and you remember all the questionnaires we had from Casarotti?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The
so
mental
we-
trainer in
was this?
Ferrari.
We had a every year we had to fill out this thing, and there would be some question hidden on probably question number 69 probably, which would be, do you think having sex improves your racing results or whatever it is?
What did you
Massively
answer?
so.
Yes,
Did you?
yes,
I don't remember what I answered.
probably yes.
Probably.
I
yes.
actually took a photo of that question, so I could probably find it. I could dig it out.
I think it gives you the confidence.
Good way to start the day, isn't it? As James Hunt said, sex is the
Breakfast of
Well,
champions.
I think. I've heard about James Hunt, and I don't know whether or not this is true. He'd start the lap but not finish it, if you know what I mean, before a race.
Oh no way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh mate, that's you wouldn't be able to put your belts on.
Yeah, he'd go purple, and then stop it in
no.
sector 3.
Yeah, no.
I think that was one of the least of his problems at the time.
He had a couple of other performance, negligences, you could
Yeah,
say, but yeah.
Well, we're gonna beep the names out, obviously, but he obviously.
I hope you beat that out very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has his rule of during the weekend or even the day.
Yeah.
And he ruined my Macau 2017.
Hmm.
What?
Well, he blamed.
Oh, sorry.
his-
I thought you said he ruined your couch in 2017. Oh, that would have been
No, James, no.
blimey. No, bit different, obviously. Macau.
Yeah, because he crashed. You were going to win that race, weren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. And it was
happened?
all because of one man and his actions in the morning.
Not me.
No, I think we gathered that.
No, but we need to censor out, obviously, a lot of that.
Yeah, who it was. Yeah.
And then,
And maybe the race as well, but...
and we'll beat this one out as well. He has a very strong. So if we have back-to-back race weekends, we shouldn't be saying this.
We
Go
shouldn't.
on. No, we're down here now.
We might cut it out.
Rory
We can cut it out, but
We-
we will continue for now.
So his girlfriend will come to the race, and then from midnight for the next week, obviously, is like a no-go. So if we go out, for example, with
Not
like a couple of
touching
drinks, he'll have to go home at like 11 with his girlfriend because he's like,
Because by midnight,
he has to be
it's
back
a
on.
no-go.
Yeah.
I have a question for Marcus now. This is not as bad.
I'm worried.
I love the fact that you are the first guest who've come on here
He's brought
prepared
questions.
to
Yeah, but
actually ask
Our
us
You've actually
questions.
preparation
brought
was
more questions
nil.
than us.
I've come. This is my second time, so of course I've got to
Yeah.
approach it, and it's a special day because yesterday you got confirmed. So who corrupted you most in your life?
Ooh.
I've got three here that come to mind.
Can
Okay.
are you going to say who that?
So far, yes, but I mean, you
have a
can't-
guess before you say.
Okay.
I mean, Correa's got to be on there.
No, actually,
way.
no. Okay, that's a good one. I should have remembered that one. Okay, so we'll keep him in
I
mind.
know, I've got to
Your
be on
guess?
Matassa?
Great one. Maybe for other reasons, but
So what are the other two? Who are the other two?
right. Anyway, so number 2 is Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait, corruptive.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Massively.
I mean, all these guys are very influential, that's for sure, but they have their interesting ones. And the third one,
You?
no, I'm good. What are you on about?
Oh, it's arguable. Okay.
Maz.
Oh, I was gonna say. It was on the tip of my tongue at the end of the run
You,
there.
like corruptive in a negative way, or
Yeah, this is well.
What about in a
misleading?
positive way?
Misleading.
I think the most
life
corruptive.
affecting,
Okay,
life changing.
I'll add one more. The most corruptive, I think, Jaden Dodge.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jaden Dodge. Greatest
No
car
one-
salesman
no one
in
knows
New
who this
Zealand.
is.
Oh, I've
I
actually-
do.
Do you know I've never met the man?
So
You never met Jaden?
You've met
No.
Jaden.
I've met Jaden.
the first time I met Jaden, he actually brought Marcus to a test in Laconca there. And
I remember that trip.
we were walking back from this restaurant, me and Marcus. Jaden had stopped off to tie his shoelaces, and he's
Just
walking.
to add some context before you tell the story, Jaden's one of my best mates from New Zealand who came with me to Europe when I first came to Europe when I was like 13, 14.
Now he stopped to just do his shoelaces, and all of a sudden, me and Marcus hear this sort of Usain Bolt kind of character, sprinter, sprinting back towards us. And the moment he literally runs past us, he jumps up in the air, flicks his heels, and tries to literally fart as loud as he can. Next thing you know, he's fucking shat himself.
Mid-air.
Now, we have
Mid-air.
got mid-air. We have got no car. We're walking back to the hotel. It's 5 minutes away. Put it this way, by the time we were in the hotel, he'd obviously already ran back. Marcus is trying to open the door, knocking on the door. The door opens and he goes, Marcus, just go to Clem's room for probably about 10, 15 minutes, wouldn't you?
I'm surprised he didn't just run the old Donald Duck all the way back to the hotel.
Oh, he did.
Right.
I've never seen somebody squeeze his arse cheeks much more than he has. Fucking 10 minutes down the road.
How many people have you seen squeeze their ass cheeks just out of curiosity?
Not huge amounts, but I can tell you, it was, whew.
So Maz, Ollie, or probably Maz. Yeah, I'd say Maz. Because we basically shared an apartment together, didn't we? Well, he
Yeah,
had the top
back in the
floor
day.
when I first moved to Oxford. He had the top floor, and then I had like a smaller flat. And
Is that the one where we literally wrecked the whole flat with Snickers and
yeah.
Nature Valley bars?
yeah.
Nature Valley bars
That
are
was-
dangerous.
Oh, mate,
They
high
are
tech
dangerous.
loves a Nature Valley bar.
That was the old, when you're young, the night out, binge drinking is just eating chocolate bars.
Eating chocolate bars, watching Blue Mountain State football.
Me and Clem just sitting
I
on the
love
couch.
BMS.
Anyway,
Great
yeah.
series.
You know, me and him went to school together.
We did.
I didn't know you went to the same school.
We actually
Did
went
you
to the
guys
same
take
house.
classes?
No, he's 2 years younger.
So we were actually in the same house.
Why are you so
Boarding
much
house.
smarter than him then, Clem? If you're into the same
It's just
school?
genetics. What can I say?
Genetics. Huh?
Who stayed longer?
Me.
You finished sixth form.
Well, I did sixth form out of school, but I actually finished my sixth form. I didn't stop with a
So
D,
no, he didn't
U.
stay longer because I stayed till at the end of lower sixth.
Well, what was your best subject at school then?
Wasn't it
I-
geography with
I
a
reckon
U?
you'd be good at
No, I
English
never
because
did
you're quite.
geography.
You're
I
quite
did
a
maths,
wordsmith.
physics, and sports science.
And did you get a U in all three?
Dyslexic.
No, not all three.
Close.
One, maybe two. No. It was one U and two other things.
Well, let's face it. Marcus has gone to school for all about 4 hours in his whole life, so I guess we're better off.
Marcus is banned from schools. Remember?
He is.
200 feet.
Yeah.
We should talk talking of screaming meals, given it is a loosely based food podcast. We should talk about our adventure in Dubai. How bad
Dubai.
was that chicken?
Oh yeah.
How did you
You
feel the
missed
next
out.
day?
I don't eat chicken anyway.
Hmm?
Did you?
Was
Could you
that
still
when we
feel it
were-
the next day?
No. I was.
I
good.
was still no.
Yeah,
good.
but you took like double the size of mine.
Yeah, I got a bit big for my boots.
Was that when me and Marcus were... Was that
When you guys stayed.
Monday?
You were in Abu Dhabi, yeah, because
Yeah.
we went out and we watched the football.
Yeah, because you guys stayed because you guys are dicks, and then came a day late, and we went to get some really spicy chicken.
Yeah, that's
Was
apparently
it a ringer stinger, as Clem would say?
Mate,
No,
Was
I
it a-
had to sign like how would you call it?
literally a waiver.
Yeah, that's the one.
You had to sign a waiver to go to a restaurant.
No, to pick up this
Try
piece
this
of
piece
chicken.
of chicken. What was the place? It was
That's a
Dave's,
red
Dave's
flag.
Hot Chicken or something?
Yeah.
In
This
Dubai?
chicken may kill you. Please sign this document.
No, I think genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even have to sign one. But,
you can't put that. That's got to come out.
Well, they'll demonetize the video just with that one word.
yeah, that's right.
No, that's coming straight out. I'm not having that.
Anyways, back to that chicken. So you
The
said
chicken,
it was
so
extremely
I
spicy.
not only felt it.
I think if you'd ate the whole thing, you are in hospital for sure.
I reckon.
So you
for
felt
sure.
it on the way down and on the way out.
I didn't feel it on the way out.
I did.
That's why you got to be vegetarian like me, mate.
I don't think. I think you could have put that on a veggie.
So my mate, the wizard, the next day was like, mate, I've got to throw up. I've got to throw up. I've got to get this fucking shit out of me. And I was like, mate, if you throw up, you have to taste it again. And he was like, oh, yeah. And so he just lay there in pain for like another an hour
what
and
is
a half.
the,
going, mate, I don't feel well.
What is the reason behind the wizard?
The wizard, his last name's Wiseman, which got shortened to Wizard, which then
Should have
got
called him Gandalf.
Gandalf. We still can.
Yeah. I'm gonna call him Gandalf.
Yeah, sweet. No, the wizard was not well the next day.
Because of that.
Nah.
Oh.
No, I mean, yes. Sorry, it was me being very New Zealand.
James doesn't know what planet he was on in Abu Dhabi, to be fair. He
I
spent
was-
the
mate,
whole trip.
You know,
pissed as a chook.
Stuart Little, the film, when he's stuck in that washing machine.
Yeah.
That's how I felt the entire time in Abu Dhabi.
Well,
I
I
was
rem-
either like drowning in booze or being tipped upside down by high-tech managers, or I was being yelled at, or I was...
Running around after me.
Exactly, yeah. It was chaos.
I had the weekend of my life because I knew James had everything sorted and I
Yeah.
was just there to have fun.
Well, hey, that's what you pay me for.
Yeah, I don't pay you
I
a
know.
dime, mate.
I'm well aware of that. Anyway, what's left on the agenda? I mean, we've covered the celibacy. I did want to talk a little bit more about some more IndyCar rounds that Clem and I should maybe come and check out.
Yeah,
'Cause we're at
actually, yeah.
Nashville and Long Beach for sure. We'll be there with Bell.
Yeah, every journalist seems to tell me that Road America is the track to go to.
Great
That's
track.
in Wisconsin though.
Great track.
We could
Great
go watch a
track.
Packers game.
Oh wait, no. Is that the one that's? Oh, sorry,
Can't
there's
even
so many
remember your own
states.
calendar.
No. There's so many
Wait,
states.
is it Road America that's in Wisconsin?
The Americans have just turned this off as we've said this.
No, I think I might be. I think
Hey.
I might be right. You know.
LA dude.
Yeah.
Elkhart Lake, yeah. So that is nearby. You go past Milwaukee, which is
For a
alright.
fan experience, where should they go apart from Iowa, Nashville, Long Beach?
Iowa National Long Beach. What
St.
else?
Peter.
There a Grand
I
Prix
did, well, I
in
did,
New
I
York?
did Laguna Seca
No.
this year. That was okay, but it was so expensive.
Well, you should come to those 4 races that we discussed before.
They should do a
St.
Grand
Pete.
Prix.
St. Pete's.
Ooh,
decent.
St. Pete sounds
Pete.
good.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. I used to insure a few good strip clubs in Toronto.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Callum
there's-
will love that. Yep.
Yeah. They actually pay enormous rates.
Why do you not insure them anymore?
Change jobs.
Were you a pimp?
Sure. That's the reason.
Yeah. So what else is there? There's Toronto could be a good one.
All right, let's fucking do it.
Yeah, we could do Toronto. I haven't been to Canada for a while.
I've never
Let's
been
bring
to
him
Canada.
to Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go
Detroit,
to
isn't that
Why
nice?
don't you just
Spaghetti.
Why don't you just both
Next week.
come and live with me, and we'll just continue doing this pod. Substitute producer Jimbo Harrison can come with us,
Yeah.
and we'll just have a ball of a time.
Now, I think
How
one
about
of
it?
the
pretty
worst
game.
things for my career would probably be to move in with you.
I disagree, mate. I'm a great influence
I
on
think
you.
it'd be a
I
good thing
think
for
you're
mine.
a
Because you are off the
horrendous
rails, mate.
influence.
You do whatever your heart takes you to. Where I'm like, we have to be at the gym by 10, and then we can do what you
He's
want.
I
only
actually
s-
might get in shape if we live together.
He's only saying this because he was in the gym at 10 this morning.
I was in the gym at 9 this morning.
Wouldn't want to delve into what you were up to last night, because
Yeah.
if that was me...
It wasn't-
See, the problem is,
wasn't
Marcus
planking, I'll
takes
tell you that
takes
much.
something to 12 o'clock, let's say. He's going to go. Let's go until 12. If I'm there with him, I'm going to be like, mate, I ain't fucking getting home until 4. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. You're a bad influence on me. I actually went home early, and I ended up watching this Netflix show.
Now, what about you, Callum? What have you been watching on the old Netflix front there in the recent days?
No, before you... Wait, because
I've actually got a cracker
No,
on this one.
No, because I wanted to ask Callum like how he passes his time in Indianapolis when he's not with the team. Because
Oh, good question.
like
What
from a
does
curiosity
life
point of
around
view.
Indianapolis evolve around?
Pit
Apart
fat.
from the team.
No, to be
It's
fair.
basically just pit
Okay,
fat, isn't it?
you're not doing the ovals because there's quite a few oval tests, but oh yeah, that's where you missed that one. So yeah, you're gonna have a bit more spare time, which means I would suggest when you got the spare time.
But I obviously have the rookie tests as well.
Yeah, I know, but like considering we have to test before every oval, you won't be doing those, which takes up not only the weekends of the ovals, extra weeks. So that's 8 weeks of potential having to be in the US. So you could go back home, and I suggest you do.
Podcast studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Right back it.
So, but also it's so busy during the season. Like you'll be in Road America, drive back either Sunday night or Monday, and then next thing you know, you're traveling again on Wednesday or Thursday. So you're just constantly going. There's video games, mate. There's
hate
Connor
video
Daly.
games.
Yeah, I'm not a video game guy.
I hate them.
Connor Daly in the centre of Indianapolis. He will always be up for.
There's one really nice restaurant in Indianapolis. I cannot for the life of me say the name of
Vegetarian
it.
options or not?
I can't remember. Two good ones though, you reckon? Yeah, because we had dinner there after the 500 a few years ago, and we went to one restaurant which it had a downstairs and an upstairs and a bar in the middle. Basically, it was very good. It was not far from the square.
God, these turtlenecks are keeping me warm.
Oh man, I'm sweating almost.
I'm actually feeling very, very comfortable in my
I'm
turtleneck. I feel right at home.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, you can ask Lundgaard. We've got pickleball. Pickleball is a great sport which you should get into. It's like
Pickleball.
tennis, but even better.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Sounds like paddle, but with pickles.
Yes, it's very similar to padel. Is
With pickles.
pretty much.
Yeah, I've seen Christian post a bunch of stories about it.
It's
Where do
a
you
great
actually, as a
game.
food critic, where do you stand on pickles? Because they're quite a divisive wee vegetable.
Oh nah.
Big pickle fan here.
Yeah, I know you are.
No.
I don't mind a little bit of pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you eat a pickle on its own?
Without being pickled.
No, because then it wouldn't be a pickle. You've got yourself into a bit of a pickle here.
I have.
No, would you eat like just a pickle, like not in a burger or
I
anything?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I think
Massively so.
if it was on the table right now, because I'm quite hungry, I'd definitely.
Yeah, give it
would.
the old douche.
Yeah.
What are the 3 things, let's say, if you could never eat again, you wouldn't?
I
Like-
would never, ever, ever touch a Brussels sprout.
Really?
Oh, big time.
Oh, mate, no, load those up.
Horrendous.
I love them.
Bit of butter,
Anything
bit of
else?
garlic, how good? Oh, the Wizards
That
just
that
opened.
On the
spicy
Barbie?
chicken thing, that ain't going anywhere near me. But that's a bit of a.
Let's say in vegetable front, because
Some
everybody
quinoa?
loves...
I like quinoa.
Okay.
Quinoa's great.
Ooh.
Falafel.
Falafel isn't it's not an ingredient. It is something that has been made of ingredients
Exactly.
into
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
We're looking
really-
at pure ingredients.
I'm not a big fan. Okay, it's not a pure ingredient, but I'm not a big fan of quiche.
No, I'm with you on that one. I think
especially
it's
when
weird.
they put
egg
like
pie.
cooked spinach in it with the stuff. Oh, it just doesn't.
What about
work.
you, Marcus?
So good. Oh my god.
What are the things you would never touch in your life?
Well, meat for a start.
No,
Yeah.
forget
Well,
me.
you have the diet of Cameron Diaz, basically.
Or as my dad says, the diet of a rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
he's
you,
not wrong.
James? What are the things you wouldn't
I
touch?
really don't like cauliflower.
Oh, me too.
He doesn't
Yeah.
like vegetables at all.
No.
He just rocked up to my flat an hour ago and he's like, got McDonald's on the way.
Yeah.
Can you eat the anchovies, right? The little sardine-looking things.
I'd struggle to eat one on its own. I would eat it on a pizza. Or I would eat it in a salad.
I'd eat.
We ain't
See,
sure.
the thing is for
You're
me.
French, so you eat
No,
everything.
no, but it's not this. It's the thing is for me. No,
Escargot?
cauliflower. No,
Escargot?
escargot. Yes.
Yeah, I love an escargot.
Frog legs?
Yes. Carrots, no. Not a big fan of carrots. Not a big fan of carrots.
That
I know
surprises me
Jason
about
Hoyt
you.
is the first person in New Zealand to have
Well,
ever
because
eaten a carrot.
It was always considered
But-
horse feed until he started eating them.
Exactly, but I'm not.
That
I'm
was
still
the
not a
same
fan.
with like lobsters.
What, you considered lobsters horse feed?
No. So lobsters back in before the 1600s used to be like, should we say, peasant food?
Actually,
So-
true. In
Yes.
the 80s in New Zealand as well, crayfish was like peasant food.
Yeah, but then it's actually very good. So then I think like the kings or something at the time then had to turn it around to be able to become like.
Imagine having a
luxury.
whole marketing campaign on changing around the way a food is. You know, that
Rebranding.
used to be down at the bottom. Now it's
No, because it was so easily accessible. So like because all the fishermen could put them down, and then it was like, great, you've got a delicacy now. But now it's obviously.
Or is it a bit like
oysters.
the diamond trade where they're just withholding?
You remember?
Oh, so we have a terrible story actually, a horrendous food
So
experience.
this
Did
beautiful
somebody
man,
shit themselves?
He invited me out for sushi, and he's like, "Oh, I found this lovely handmade sushi
Here in
place right
London?
front of-" Yeah, and he
Sounds
made
expensive.
me have an oyster. I don't need an oyster. I mean, it's just like water with a bit of goo in it. But he was like, "Yeah, let's order some oysters." So I was like, "Fine. I'll have an oyster."
Now, let's not forget the rest of the dinner
It was great
was very very
until
good.
it all came back up.
Is this Zuma?
No.
It was a small handmade place. It was
So-
fine, but-
So I'm going home that evening, and Callum is as well. We actually don't live too far away from each other, so we're both driving home. And I sort of get a text the next morning saying, "Are you alive?" And to put it into perspective, I'd spent the whole night regurgitating whatever I'd had eaten, not in
Yeah.
the past sort of 10 hours. Honestly,
3
I thought I
days.
threw up enough.
Both of you?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought I'd thrown up basically what I'd eaten the past week. It's like I'd not digested. I'd been on
3
that
days
toilet.
of-
That's
of
almost
feeling
training.
ill,
For 3
throwing up.
whole
That's
days.
almost training for the F2 hospitality, though. Isn't
Oh, well, the thing is, me and Callum were literally FaceTiming each other above the bog. Like, alright, mate.
Now that is a complete lie because I don't FaceTime.
Well, okay, it was a call.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we were basically, just
Chucking your guts out for
All
three
because
straight
he wanted
days.
some fucking oysters when we had this like set menu anyway of all these lovely sushis, and
I
this
do
guy's
that.
like, let's order some fucking goopy water.
Now, how do you like your oysters? Because I like natural, but I also like Tabasco and a little bit of lemon zest on there.
oh,
as well.
zesty. It has to be done. A little bit of vinaigrette sometimes with vinaigrette.
Now, I think truffle is overkill. Personally.
Oh, big time.
Because
You got to
I mean,
keep
it's
it.
not-
You got to keep it standard.
Mm,
You got to taste the sea.
exactly. That's it. Yeah.
There you go.
Never touch an oyster. Don't plan on it.
I don't know. I think you might be into it. Well, because you do fish.
Yeah. Good fish.
Yeah.
Oysters.
Good fish, mate. Good yeah, mate. Good fish. Couple of kingies. Couple of snapper.
A spiny fish.
Your spiny cods. Line caught. Sorry.
The wheels are
Is that from like Lake Taupo or something?
Well, no, actually, you get really good rainbow trout in Lake
I know,
Taupo.
I went and caught some.
Lake Taupo.
No, that's in Andy's crevice, isn't it?
Andy's crevice is in Lake Taupo.
Is it Taupo, not Taupo?
Taupo.
Taupo.
Like a toe that's struggling for money.
Taupo.
Taupo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost where I died, actually.
Under
How did you
financed
almost
toe.
die?
I jumped out of an airplane there.
With or without a parachute?
With, but
lovely.
consciously.
Yeah.
And
But you also had a massive shunt there in TRS, didn't you?
yeah, that was the
Yeah.
following day, actually. I'd been concussed, and the greatest thing I could come up with was, let's jump out of an airplane.
Clearly, the big man above decided it wasn't enough. Your time was meant to come.
Yeah, you're really.
Oh, honestly, when the actual chute didn't open, and you had to pull the...
Oh, it didn't open.
Yeah, it didn't open. The
You
other one, yeah.
actually had to pull the reserve.
Yeah,
shot.
we had to pull the
Alright.
reserve chute, mate. It was bad.
That's when you should have just realised that this weekend ain't for you.
Oh, I've never been in...
Did you Jaden dodge your pants?
I was not far off.
I've never seen Clem like speechless, but when he had that shunt, he didn't know what planet he was on.
Well, the thing is, the funny story is actually when I walked back to the pit lane. So obviously, tyre walls in any sort of championship, that tyres there's space in between
You
them,
don't
and they're
wanna be
supposed to
in them, that's
compress,
the thing, yeah.
right? In New Zealand, a tyre wall is a wall of tyres that are filled with grass.
Just earth.
Just earth.
Yeah, no, they're probably built into the earth.
They're built into the
Exactly.
earth.
Yeah.
So
And then
essentially
behind
it's just
that is a concrete wall.
So it's
like
just a,
Pembury.
it's a rock solid wall. So I walked back to the pit lane, and my trainer at the time had done. Do you remember Gerard? He'd done a concussion
Test.
Is he that genius?
No,
Who's,
that's
who's
yeah,
the
he is.
absolute genius that you've both worked with? He worked with the All Blacks as well.
Jerome.
No, that's
Jerome.
Jerome, different person. But no. Gerard had done this concussion test on me and put it this
Gerard,
way.
yeah.
He used to do concussion tests and so on, and he'd done some work in that field and so on. And he'd come back to the pit lane, and I'm there
Clem, what's
walking
your
out of the
name?
truck, and he's no. It weren't quite.
That was before he met him.
It was actually a lot worse than this. He asked me what day and what time it was. And I told him it was a beautiful day and that I didn't really know where I was. And from then on, he sort of told me, I think we're going to keep you in a dark room for the next 3 days. And
But you raced the next weekend, didn't you?
yeah, I raced the next
3
weekend, but I had
days.
3 days of recovery because my brain literally wasn't on straight.
Yeah, you can't have it. But like, it would be bad in 2 weeks if you have another big impact.
Yeah.
But
See, if you're in the NFL, mate, you just harden up.
Yeah.
Get out there
Shut
for the
up
next
and get
snatch.
on
Just
with it.
shut up and
but
get on
you'll
with it.
find when you come to Indy that they've also got a very, very rigorous concussion
Concussion
protocol.
And actually,
Which
their
makes
safety
sense.
crew are way better than FIO.
Because they were also telling me that
Then in all seriousness, it's debatable in some ways. The response on ovals and the
Street
concussion
courses?
stuff is incredible. But then from another side, I think like both responses, if there's anything else, it's also it's both very good.
Oh, well, that's good.
because they were telling me that the cars are just so strong now that
Yeah, everything's internal.
yeah.
That's why you have to get checked.
Everything is
was-
internal?
No, because like picture like you doing Indy 500 in a
Right.
F3 car. The car will just almost disintegrate
Yeah.
when you hit the
Yeah,
wall.
be in pieces.
So it almost like takes a bit of the impact away from the driver. But the Indy car is just like so strong.
But
that
surely
it's,
that's like worse.
yeah,
then.
because the driver cops most of the.
G.
Yeah.
No, but remember, it would be worse if you were hitting the wall at 50 mile an hour, which is why when you have like small shunts, actually the car just bounces out of it, and you go and change your front wing, and it's mint. It works still. But
He'd know.
I've done that. But like when you hit the wall in the Indy 500, yes, everything needs to compress, but then to a certain point, it needs to protect you. So that's where like the actual cockpit, like my tub from the 500 is repairable. My gearbox is fine. My engine is fine. So
And is your
Did you have a
hand
big
right now?
shunt at the 500?
fine. Yeah, I broke my hand.
Really?
Do you
Yeah.
still feel it now?
No, just that you can see the lump.
You see this mark here? It hurts so much. It's from my shunt in Macau. Just shut up and get on with it. You don't hear me complaining about it, do you, Jim?
No, that's literally the first time I've heard you complaining about it.
That's because you locked the rears trying to outbrake me, wasn't it?
No, that was a year after.
Oh.
Oh, was that
Just quality.
the douche?
We'll throw it up on the screen for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Was it the one where you? It wasn't the one you told us. You. The guy told you to call the next lap, and you were just like, "Yeah, fuck nah."
You know what
Yeah,
it's
because
like.
you'd expect at Macau to be able to continue pushing and improve. But no, not with the new cars. You had to
Yeah.
call every other lap.
But also before the session, there was so many yellow flags and safety
Oh
cars
yeah,
and
no, it's a
whatnot.
joke.
So I was just like, if the track is
If
green,
I can push, I will.
if
You
I
gotta
can-
push every lap.
and I haven't got
Send it.
traffic, I'm just gonna go for
You
it.
you need to get a lap at the beginning of the session. If there's any lap, you just take that lap, whatever. If it's half a second off, it's half a second off. And then at the end, it's like once
Do
you got
it
that
right.
banker lap, you're sending it.
You're on the limit.
Well, that's what I did. So first push of that quali, I actually hit the wall and I ruined one tire, but I didn't damage the car. Box out, warm push P1, and then I obviously went to do that next push, and
then
that's the lap that I put it
Dudoosh.
hard on the wall.
Yeah, you should just take a page out of Perez's book and do it at the right time.
Yeah.
No regrets, bro.
Yeah.
I do find that funny that that was realised a long time afterwards.
I think it's just.
No, because it wasn't a talking point around Monaco.
No, it
was
wasn't. No.
I mean, it was kind of obvious, but
Yeah, no, but when I'd never seen it, so when I
Yeah.
saw it, I was like,
I mean,
"Oh."
the biggest talking point was what happened after the race on Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But we won't touch on that one.
No. Unlike he touched.
Monaco, yeah, Monaco next year.
I think you fellas should actually come to Monaco.
Would they get you?
Will you get me
Indy
guest pass?
500.
Is it the same weekend?
Yeah.
Always the same weekend.
Oh yeah, but you can.
You can, but
I
you
think-
need to.
I'd rather be at the Indy 500.
See, now I'm tossing it up whether or not I'd do Monaco with a 500.
It's 500.
I've been to
I
Monaco
love
too
the
many
five.
times.
I've booked for the 500. I'm
Yeah, but
pretty sure I'm
Monaco.
I know.
Monaco's a great time, but I've done it since.
See, I'd rather do the historic in Monaco like I did this year.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean,
It's
if
way
someone
more
gets
fun.
I don't know, injured before Monaco and I need to jump in F2, I think I would. Like, it would be so
What,
good.
just to come back and
Just for that
be
one
3
race.
seconds off the pace and...
Do or die, mate. I'll either be in the wall or on P1.
Yeah, just
So I'd probably be in the wall.
just make sure Moon gets COVID 2 weeks out of Monaco, a week and a half out of Monaco.
Who's Moon?
Jackie
Jackie
Moon. Corrupting
Ah.
Crawford.
Why? But why is he Moon?
Because he's just Moon.
Long story. Listen to our next podcast, you'll know.
Yeah, it comes out
And
now.
Comes out right
Actually,
now.
I think Rory's texted us
he
about
did
the
just
fact that
message
it
us.
has just come out.
Have we got any more points to discuss, Jimbo?
I mean, we've always... Actually, here's that OnlyFans McLaren, in case you were wondering. Throw that up on the screen. It's pretty funny.
Do you reckon he gets paid?
Oh shit.
Must do.
What, like,
quite good.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Callum, mate, I'm looking forward to racing you.
May the best man win, even though you know. You,
that was a terrible handshake.
Say what you're gonna say.
You're in a very good position, mate.
Yeah, I'm extremely fortunate. I'm not gonna lie. Can't believe it. I'm
Actually,
so
talk
pleased.
about that.
Yeah.
How did you end up there?
Well,
It's
it's got a very
It was a bit of a
manager.
journey, wasn't it?
It was it's incredible, honestly, because I'm a New Zealander and Scott is obviously a Kiwi
That's
as
who
well.
we like look up to. I knew who Scott Dixon was before I knew who Lewis Hamilton was.
Now, from what I've heard, it's all down to you, James. I've heard you've taken on that management role and fit in like a fish in water.
I don't really take the sort of Serena Williams dad approach of just like absolutely hammering. I kind of let him figure out a lot for himself, and that's kind of the key to it. You know, unlocking his own potential within himself.
And that's
you
what
don't,
happened.
you don't teach him what to think, you teach him how to think.
Exactly.
Mm.
So no, it was a road, but I'm glad we got there in the end. I'm over the moon. I've got 2 good mates of mine racing at Chip Ganassi next year. I'm
Yeah,
happy
I'm
days,
I'm
mate.
buzzing, mate. I can't wait. Genuinely, I don't think I've been so excited for just a championship in general.
Mm.
Even more so than my first year.
I think we should talk after the second race.
I'm looking forward to it, Clem.
You know, he has a. Have you observed him over a year? Every year
Shut
he has
up,
these
Callum.
highs and
Oh,
lows.
the highs and the
No, because I've
lows.
ended the season like happy that it happened, despite not being.
So
finishing
essentially,
where I
what
wanted
he's
to.
explaining right now is he's done the whole season on a set of 200k mediums, and he's just bolted on a set of softs with about 1 month to go in 2022. He's like the douche, but by the time we get to the end of January 2023, the softs are going to fall off the cliff, and it's just going to be, yeah.
Where are you staying in Indy?
No one knows what the fuck you're talking
No, I
about.
know.
That's why I just ignored it.
Where am I staying? You mean next week?
Well, yeah, and then for the year,
For the year, I don't know. Where are you staying, mate? Do you have a spare bed?
I'm in Carmel City Centre.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Carmel as well. So, should we just live together?
Well, actually, Clement and I were discussing before because Paris is now home in New Zealand for the summer. We're actually going to move in upstairs.
Yeah.
While
Can you
guys
pay
are
for it
all
as well?
away.
No. I hope you sort that one out. Right.
Thanks.
Cheers.
And on that bombshell.
It's time to end. Thank you very much for watching.
Cheers, fellas.
Good night.